And we're here. We're live.
Hello. Are we live?
Hello.
Yes, we are.
Oh, good. We didn't get the countdown.
No, we didn't, because I had to tell that story as quick as I could. Sorry. Hi, we're back. We are back for City of Mist. I think I've stuffed up that number. Season 3, or Investigation 3, episode... I didn't stuff up the number. Episode 6 of Broken Glass Investigation.
Right.
And we're totally going to succeed and not die.
Nothing will be broken. No bones, no glass. It will be fine, I'm sure.
Total heroes. Nothing wrong here. Like the last time when people died. Just the last climax.
Wait, who died last time?
Goldie. You killed my girlfriend / stalker.
The weird Frankenstein monsters died.
Okay, I was thinking
Drake
like,
died.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. A lot of
Nice.
people. I don't know what I was thinking.
I'm not sure if the Frankenstein
Ellie
things count as
Goldsworth.
people at that point.
Ellie Goldworth's, is it Ellie Goldworth's,
No,
wife?
it was Pauline.
Pauline.
Pauline,
Yeah.
yeah. Wife?
Pauline Woodsworth.
Woodsworth, yeah. I'm
That is one.
names.
But she didn't die in the She didn't die in the climax. She died in
No.
the episode before the climax.
Yeah.
Well, she died before
She
that.
died as a
because
result of your rolling.
No,
I
she
thought
did.
she
know.
died as a result of us delaying because we were
Yeah,
so
we delayed
injured.
going to the abandoned fairgrounds to get a.
Oh, was that it? I can't
downtime
remember what
scene.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
'Cause we were
was
like,
also a roll.
if we go there
but-
now, we'll probably end up dead, or at least one of
I
us.
was gonna
will.
let her live, but you were too lazy.
There
We
was
were.
that was a
We were just
roll
a
as
little bit too
well, of
late.
like how fast
Yeah.
we could get to. We roll poor.
Oh, also Detective Doss died. Also dead.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes, he
that
did.
was also because of a missed roll too. Where I okay. So this is a little tip for you potential MCs out there when you play City of Mist, and this is something that I learned from watching the developer guy. I forget his name already. Amit something. He says the hard move he likes to use, and I've adopted this because it's fun, is the make something horrible happen. It doesn't, have a mechanical effect against the players, but it like traumatizes them. And so that's what I've used a few times. It's a good hard move.
She's very good at that.
It's only traumatizing if you don't then summon their ghost to interrogate.
Well, okay, yes, yeah. I mean, it does take a little bit from it, but it still works. It still works. I
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
it's still very
like,
powerful.
yeah. I got that from I didn't, from advice from the YouTube videos, which are kind of fun to watch.
I will say, Polly, you missed one part of that technique.
Yeah, what's that?
That is getting the players really close and ingratiating to that victim.
Yeah.
And-
It
do
doesn't really work on good old Samantha there.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Samantha was absolutely antagonistic. It was just as soon as she came in, it's like, nah, we just did not. No one gelled with that character. I know, Polly, you loved the character.
I did.
No one else.
I don't
gelled with
care.
The character.
Well, I didn't want to kill that character at all, but you made me.
But in of
You
You
itself,
actively
it was
didn't.
fun.
You chose to.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah.
That,
I mean,
not
at
on
that
us,
point-
all right?
Yeah.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
in of itself, it was fun that no one gelled with the character, and that was just how that interactions went.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vivian, we're talking about stuff that happened before we came in. I know.
It's funny because like the way the adventure's written is you're supposed to make Samantha likable to the PCs, and just somehow I just swung and a missed. And I didn't even-
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna make this like retro cool girl, and we're all like,
Yeah.
what the hell's wrong with you?
All these old bastards are gonna love it.
It just made me personally feel old, because all the stuff she's referencing is stuff that I like from like my child. Like, this is my own references. Like, oh god, no.
I'm pretty sure that was on purpose. when she
you don't
arrived
always
in the
hit the mark,
Ghostbusters
you know?
car or something else like that.
The
Ooh.
proton pack, the skateboard on the back, like coming on the back of the car, on the back of the Jeep, like rolling into scene. Like that was like, oh boy, what the hell is happening here?
That is all me. That's not rewritten. That's not written in the adventure.
No.
Yeah, neither is killing my roommate.
Yeah.
But
Well, you kind of wrote that in yourself, I think.
Maybe. I may put in characters that are easily exploitable by a very thoughtful game master.
which is another really important thing to do as well as a player. But I will say, as for the whole thing of getting people really ingratiated with the potential victim later, for those for those watching on YouTube, check out a certain recent episode in it's going to happen soon in Circus of the Broken Chain. I'll just put that out there. That there's a character which everybody loves, and I've been working on this character for such a long time to get everyone really loving that character, just to make them a victim.
Oh.
And people are going to be really, really pissed at me.
Don't spoil it.
That's okay. They don't watch the shows. I'm good for the moment.
Oh,
I'm pretty
quick, so
good.
get them on
with that.
Discord. Get them on a call.
No. I think I'm pretty good. I don't think they're going to be watching. But yeah, so that's the other part of it. Ingratiate the players with who you're going to threaten later. That's a really important part of jamming. But let's actually get into the game. Let's get into everything. The audio in the background that you're hearing is Syrinscape. We also use mixtures of this official soundtracks from Son of Oak, the actual official soundtrack, and the starter box official soundtrack. They work really good to set the scene, set the mood, as well as sci-fi and fantasy Syrinscapes mixed in there to generally create the atmosphere of where we are. Check out Syrinscape. They're not a sponsor. That's syrinscape.com. The artwork and everything for this show is done by Hidekiri Chibi. She's amazing. She's one of our cast members, long-term cast members. Check her out at Hidekiri Chibi on Twitch and Twitter, bestokecc.com.au. She is a full-time bespoke character creations artist. She will do your D&D, your fantasy characters. That's what she does, and she's got a very, very broad range, and the most professional artist that I've worked with in the 4 years of doing the streaming stuff. That's pretty much it, apart from the fact that you can donate. You can help us out. Every donation you do gives us a benefit to put in a +1 to a dice roll. It's a big thing. We only ask for $1 for each of those +1s, because again, it's a when you're rolling 2d6, having that +1 is a really, really big important thing. And yeah, that's pretty much about everything apart from introductions. Paul, do you want to go first?
Hello, everybody. My name is Paul. I have the honor of playing Penny Roberts. She is a Duskwall University student reporter. She likes investigative journalism, and she's currently probably fearing for her life. But I haven't watched the previous episodes either, because I like coming in blind. So we will see. But go back and watch them if you haven't watched them either. We can watch them together.
Okay. Wolf?
Hi, I'm Wolf of Red Roses. I play Corvus Castle, the early childhood education professor at the university and avatar of the Grim Reaper. Currently doing my damnedest to not just go full-on Grim Reaper on the innocent victims of what is this villain's name?
Esther Monahan, I mean.
That's what I heard.
The very clear villain of Esther Monahan, who is not at all just a cover for anyone else.
Oh, God, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, I had suspicions.
It was fairly.
The problem
obvious.
I have the name right. Okay, well I hope so, because I have the I mean the problem is I have the character sheet open right in front of me with the name all huge.
It does. That's a thing too.
Yeah.
It does for you. Big bold letters
I
in front of
mean,
your face.
Esther Monahan. I've been so good at keeping that under wraps, though.
You have.
Yes.
Last I thought about this, which was a while ago, no idea.
Yeah. You may have figured
Yeah.
it out, but it wasn't because of I didn't give it away. You just figured it out.
But yeah,
Anyway.
that's all from me. For
Anyway,
now.
yeah.
Hi, my name's Chuck. Sorry, my name's Karsh Goblin. I play Chuck, the idiot of the group. I know I'm reading off the. I knew I was going to do it. I finally flipped the names because this is the only show we've done where the player name has been down the bottom and the character name's been on top, and I've stuffed it up all these times. And so I'm looking at it and adjusting things right now, and I've read my name is Chuck because that's how it's been all this time. Hi, my name's Karsh. I play the idiot of the group. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Like, the climax of all these investigations have always been really dangerous. They've always been really interesting and fun to play. And Polly has been doing a lot of really great GMing and MCing, manipulating us and manipulating the story and changing how things go. It's been really, really fun. We have been waffling a bit because, well, it's probably going to be a shorter session. And climactic sessions are also really, really, really dangerous sessions.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Except for when you flub the reveal. Oh, no.
I can mute it out if you want.
We
That's
can always
okay.
we can always edit in post.
I'll just hit my head against the table a few times and forget
Yeah,
it.
yeah, okay, could you
I
do
can
that?
edit in post, is what I say. I
I
can.
was joking. I thought we were
No,
all
no,
joking.
she.
Oh, you said it. Stop saying it. Stop saying name. I'm editing in post. Stop it.
All right,
Anyway,
we got to clip
gotta round the
this,
back
this. So where do we
Just
end?
bleep it. Like, just bleep it every time we say it so that people can see us talking.
But
Oh,
I
look,
can't.
it
Anyway.
That's the problem with
Oblivivian.
that much time off is I completely kept trying to program myself to not say that name, and then after the time off is all the programming went into the ether, I guess. All right. Anyway, sorry. Viv.
Hey guys, my name's Viv. I go by Oblivivian online. I am a streamer, a singer. I do some other stuff that is not out yet, so I'm not going to talk about it. I play Mavis, Thorn, who is a literature student who got thrown into a group of maybe murderers, and kind of just is trying to figure out what the hell is going on with her life. I also streamed this week. I did it.
Yay!
And I streamed last
Hey!
week. Once per week. I've been doing it at least once a week. I don't know when, but it happens. I come online, so you can follow my Twitch, and I am going to be streaming. I just don't know what I'm streaming every day. I streamed something inappropriate yesterday, which is like a game that is not appropriate for me to say that I'm streaming, but it was fun, so.
Okay. We got to get you set up in Discord so it alerts everyone when you do stream. And we do have a Discord where we can talk to us and directly and talk to other people that do role-playing stuff and check out all the other, like, we have alerts when our streamers do go online as well.
Yeah, you can ask me about how I didn't commit any murders as Corvus and hear all the great things I have done for the community as Corvus.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
or
all
you could get
good.
like contradictory opinions on that as well, you know, but you got to join the Discord first.
Yeah. We've also got a YouTube channel, by the way, just as a heads up. Polly?
Hello, it's me, Polly. We are back. This is going to be the grand finale, I hope, of our third case, Broken Glass. The crew is in the asylum for the criminally insane, just outside the office of Dr. Esther Monahan. However, as always, we start out with the voiceover monologue from one character who, in connection with describing what is going on in their mind, gives us a recitation of last session's events. Today's voiceover monologue will be done by Corvus Castle.
So we kind of enter the scene as Corvus re-enters the open room of where everyone else is kind of hiding out from these zombies. He's thinking about what to say and like what the next plan of action is, and he's just thinking to himself, like, once again, kind of how they reached this point. he like goes over in his head, like, okay, we were at the historical society. We figured out that this Esther Monahan person has been around a very long time, longer than she should have. Clearly nothing right there. Eventually on our way back to the university, we were attacked by ambulances, I guess.
That was weird.
That was weird.
I don't know what that was about. That was kind of strange.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
one of them shot a missile that I cut in half.
You did cut in half, and then you.
Oh,
Did
that's pretty some sick anime moment. All right, cool.
Call back thing.
Yeah. And then Chuck ran into the ambulance ahead of us that shot the missile at us, and I went into the one behind us, just jumping out the window into the passenger seat of the ambulance. And I figured out that obviously the Esther Monahan sent these people after us. And we got to the asylum. We managed to get Chuck back in relatively okay condition. He's clearly, they did something to him. I'm not sure what. And apparently Esther's been making people into zombies. I don't know. Nothing about this feels right, and it's just the pit in my stomach gets deeper and deeper the longer I'm here.
Thank you. All right, so there's a drone camera over the asylum. The skies are dark. It is snowing pretty heavily at this point. In fact, it's getting cold in the room that you're in because, you know, the windows are broken out. Somehow you got in through the broken window. Some of the snow is blowing in through some of the windows that are broken. And you stand, so I guess you made it back into the room with the rest of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
We dissolve to that room and the scene opens. You close the door, you come in quietly. Outside, people walking around, bouncing off walls, kind of in a stupor.
Did you see anything good?
I mean, nothing good, but I at least figured out where Monahan's office is, or it didn't say Monahan on the door, it said Knight, so I don't know what's going on there. But I at least know where we need to go. I don't know how we're going to get there without alerting all these people. I don't know if they're people anymore, so.
What are we going to do when we get there, though? Anyone any ideas? Because last time we were here, it was terrifying.
Did you find a medicine room? I'm not feeling that great.
I'll invoke the flashback thing.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, flashback.
Nice. That almost, we're not good at that, but Corvus is on top of things. No, I mean, we're not. We always forget that that's a real thing, except Mavis does not forget.
Yeah. We do a quick flashback of when Corvus was out in the hallway pretending to be a zombie.
Okay.
And he, like, once again, like, in the back of his mind's like, all right, we might need to get, like, something for Chuck because he's clearly out of it. They might have, like, tranquilized him or something. Maybe we can find some adrenaline. I don't know what. And so, like, he's, while looking for the office, is also looking around for this medicine room. So last time I did this, you had me roll a sneak around check. Would I still be making that check to find the medicine room, or would you prefer me to do something else?
I think it would be change the game because what you're going to probably give yourself is what, some sort of advantage or like a medicine kit or something. Yeah, so change the game.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Then the only real one I have that's going to be of any use here is able to stay focused on the task at hand.
Okay, I'm already thinking of what the hard move's going to be.
You know.
What
it's in the past.
So we're going to do change the
well,
game.
Right. That's why I have to think of it ahead of time, is that you roll, and then if it's a miss, somehow I got to connect it to something that goes wrong now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of the MC.
All right. Does anyone have any help or hurt points they would like to give me?
Let's see. Since you mentioned it, let's see if there's any
Nope.
let's see, you got to keep my house out.
I do have a help point for you, but I don't think I
I
could
wanna
give
kinda
one.
Yeah, it's a bit
Save
hard
it
in a
for-
flashback to really justify it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
like
would
you're in the
like
middle
to
of nowhere.
You
Yep,
can. if
so
you
I think
want.
it's just change the game power of 1.
Okay. I don't see any weakness tags that I would want to invoke.
Hey, mild
Oh, there you
success.
go. You did it.
Wow.
There we go.
So I was able to find like an adrenaline needle. Like there was an old medicine cabinet at the end of the hallway that I was able to quietly open and grab. It seems old, probably expired. So when I get back to the room, like I look at Chuck, like, so this might be able to help you. So what I'd like to do is essentially, provided Chuck doesn't just tell me no right here and now, inject him with this and give him and reduce his status of whatever the drugs are by 1, and say we use the adrenaline needle on it.
Chuck just turns around and pulls the pants down. Isn't that how you do it?
Yeah, okay.
What? Yeah. So
Yeah, that
Corvus
works.
is like,
You reduce the status by 1.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Please
Tell me
put
when he
your
puts his
pants
pants back on.
Please put your pants back on. What is happening?
Chuck, you can pull the pants up now.
Okay.
But yeah, now you reduce whatever your drugged up status is by 1 as you get injected with some maybe still good adrenaline, good enough for at least something.
Picturing like a used needle, like years old, just like. Wake up.
So woozy 3 is now what? Slowed 2, we'll say, or groggy 2?
Drowsy.
Drowsy 2?
Tetanus 1 and drowsy 2.
Hey, I didn't fail.
Numb? Numb 2? No?
No.
Drowsy?
No. How about slowed?
Okay.
Because you're not drowsy and woozy sound almost. You tell me, you pick, but not you. Do you want drowsy? Do you prefer drowsy?
I think drowsy works.
Okay, all right, we'll go with that. Drowsy 2.
Okay. So yeah, he does that, and then Esther's office or Knight's office, I don't know, is if we go out the hallway and to the right, we would get right there. But once again, I don't know how we're going to get past. And like he kind of gestures out the door where we hear the moaning of these zombies. It's like,
Yeah, you hear
I don't have a good way
one
past that.
brush against the door out there as they walk by.
I have an idea.
Oh, please, I'm stumped.
I could maybe make a bubble around us and we could walk through very slowly. They wouldn't be able to touch us at least.
right,
Like-
but if they're all riled up, Esther would definitely know we're coming.
Bubbles don't stop us.
Bubble does us. They
Yeah,
do
I
it
don't
when
know
they're
why
right.
they just. It's weird they just said something about bubbles out there. You heard them say. You heard somebody say, "I hope a bubble comes out here for us to pop it." Weird, right?
I mean, your
Um,
bubbles were really strong. They stopped a car from falling on that tree.
Yeah,
Well, and also an entire building from falling apart.
Yeah,
yeah.
with help from
It's like bubble wrap.
Chuck.
I thought
They
that was
can
me
say,
tackling the building
It was you
to push it back
Those
in.
zombies can talk all they want. It doesn't mean it. It doesn't make them right.
So-
These zombies are like, I'll fight a bubble. I'll fight
Yeah.
a bubble.
Yeah. I really hope a bubble shows up. We don't usually talk about this, do we, Joe? No.
It's like that episode of the Sponge Show where he's like Bubble Buddy, and he's like, I would fight your Bubble Buddy. Like that one. It's that episode. I could maybe make it, and maybe I could try to make the color off so that they can't see us inside it. I could saturate it. I don't know if I can do that. That's something that I don't know if I can do, but I could try.
Like make it kind of like translucent or something.
I meant like make it so that it's like a darker color, so maybe they just don't notice that it's a figure moving through the.
Yeah.
When you were pretending
think
to be a zombie, did you see any of them like armed or any of them like making complicated movements, or are they just like straight brain dead?
Seems mostly kind of mindless wandering. I don't know if frenzied they would arm themselves with broken pipes or something. I don't know, but from what I saw, none of them seemed to be armed or really paying much attention other than to walk back and forth.
Yeah.
You got the definite feeling, though. I hope I told you this. I think I did. I think I suggested. You got the feeling that if they noticed that you were there, they would react.
Yes,
You
you did
got
mention that last
instinct.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's sufficiently terrifying.
They're like, is that you? No, you're one of us. Okay.
So, could we possibly all sneak past them the way that you did?
I mean, I tapped into a bit of what I can do to be fair, make me seem a bit more brain dead. Another option is if one of us wants to run distraction, if we can do something to distract them, get their attention away from the side we're going down.
If there's another option as well, is if you could do what you did before again, and I could hand you a photograph of a corridor, and I have the other copy, and we can transport us three, who don't have your gifts with the death and the other things, to where we need to go.
That would certainly work. Unless anyone would people...
We could just run.
I think
Once again, the issue with that is they would be alerted to that.
But running just makes it easy. Like, you just run through. They're slow. They look like nerds. They won't be able to keep up.
A tight corridor, though. They might be like around a corner or something.
Gotta move. We can't just sit here. We're in like the land of the enemy right now, guys. This is...
I agree, but I feel like there's one question we
Like a library.
Snow kind of starts blowing in the window.
How are we going to possibly defeat her?
Have to figure it out.
Throw out the window?
I don't know if that would even kill her.
The feeling that she gave when we were last here was that she like dominated the environment we were in. Like we shouldn't have been there at all, and it was scary, and I didn't want to do that again. But here we are. Yeah, okay. Pray Bible.
Off in the distance, you hear the sound of a vehicle driving, pulling up.
Look out the window. What kind of vehicle is it?
It looks like an ambulance, an ordinary vehicle that would have serviced the building. Going into the garage area, far away, no threat to you at all. Just happens to be driving in.
We have to move.
Well,
out of character, did we ever find out anything more to do with the glassworks of that weird skyscraper?
We did not.
Okay.
We're gonna probably follow up on that later.
In that case, it sounds like we'd go with the photo plan, unless anyone has something better.
Can we just put her in one of those photos?
I'd have to touch her and forcefully take her into it. There's no guarantee she wouldn't just, use whatever power she's got on me when I try to do that. I'm afraid I'm not very quick. I've been doing a lot of track, but not enough.
I feel like when she touches us, it gets worse. So
yeah, that's my concern as well. Yes, I could take her into the photos, and yes, I could take her off a cliff, but
I was thinking like a shredder.
I don't have a picture of one of those, unfortunately, but I probably have a picture of the glassworks.
No, as in shred the picture after she's in it.
Oh no, unfortunately, it doesn't work. She still remains in that space. And if there's always another photo inside of the photo, that's where the power works. So she has the ability to leave if she can find it and she can recognize it. But I've hidden them, so yeah, it would make it difficult. Yes, we could, but it would be difficult.
All right, well, if Chuck, Mavis, if you're ready. All right, yep. Penny, take him into the photo and I'll do what I can.
Okie dokie. Hold my hands, please.
Hold your hand? Like...
Yeah. Here's how I'm going to handle this mechanically. Mechanically, you don't get an easy pass. You get a chance to make things, you get to make yourself an advantage. So I would like you to, unless you have a better approach, when you put people in the photo to succeed, it's going to require some sort of change the game. And that will give you an advantage to any sort of sneak around type roll in order to get you all past. But if you fail, I can tell you what the hard move is going to be already, is you will pop out of the photograph right in the middle of zombies.
Yeah, that changes completely the dynamic of the power, so I'm going to think about that, because that's like its whole thing. Maybe it's like a limit to how many people could be in it at once, but then it's a home for the homeless, so...
It could be that, because how do I signal you to get out of the photo?
Well, that's. I think that's the way we do it. Yeah, I agree, because you can't talk to us inside of it. We can't talk to you outside of it. So maybe the timing's slightly off or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
tell
we
you,
put it
like,
at
give me
time.
like 3 minutes, and you come out at like 2 minutes 30 seconds or something, and
Exactly.
the timing's just wrong.
Yeah. Maybe when we go into the
Time is
photo,
weird.
time is disjointed ever so slightly, so the timer goes off early or late or something.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, I got nothing for this roll other than my part of it later.
Yeah. So, do you want me to roll that, Polly?
Yeah, as well change the game. I mean, this should be, hopefully it should be easy, you know, with this type of advantage, but there are a lot of zombies and there has to be some bad results for failure.
Gotcha. I think the only relevant power attacks would be those actually in the power itself.
Okay.
That being
That's
specifically picture traversal, because that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
I can give you a help point. I have
Might be a good idea.
I will use
don't
my
know.
help point for Penny. I don't know how I'm going to help, but let me think. I could maybe, to make sure that none of us like get separated in the picture world, I put a bubble around us just to make sure that we're like stuck together at least, if anything.
Yeah. I mean, like maybe just like keep the focus within the bubble as well, so our timing's better or something.
Yes, I'm trying to keep us grounded. Well, bubble.
You set the you set the alarm clock on the bubble wand.
I can count. I can.
Oh,
there
great
you go.
success.
I actually forgot the one power as well, so it's a 13, but it doesn't matter.
All right.
So it's
So,
a two.
minimum
It's a
two
power
anyway.
of two.
And then
yeah,
two.
minimum
Okay.
2. Now you are, you're going to want to, should I charge it with the scale up the effect? And, I'll tell you what, I'll give you an ongoing 2 status because I'm feeling generous.
Thank
All right,
you.
so that means to my sneak around roll, I'll have a +2.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I guess it's time for my part in this.
Would you
so we're
like
gonna
to do anything else, Mavis, to assist with this?
Why?
I'm going to clobber you if you don't succeed. So,
Ooh.
I'm kind of hoping to. I know I have a help point for Corvus, but I'm kind of hoping it'll do something later.
okay.
when
All
we're-
right. No,
we're
that's
actually
fine.
doing something.
I mean, a +2 is pretty significant.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm
I'm-
gonna
I
have
have
my
a
own
help
power
point, so-
tag. So
Yeah.
All right. So I think the 2 that apply here is calming presence, making sure once again they don't freak out when they see me exit the doorway as a new
Yep.
zombie.
For sure.
And how to read a person, just mimicking their movements, making sure I am replicating how they're moving to make it even more so
Absolutely.
like how it's done. So with
Okay.
that, plus another 2 for the story tag or whatever status. I'm not sure what we're calling it here.
I don't know. We'll call
sneak
it a
around.
status. Obscured. Ooh,
Okay.
wait a second. though.
Accompanied.
Yeah, it's 2. Yeah.
Company.
Yeah.
it's-
You
Obscured.
did say it
2
was 2.
plus. Yeah. Yeah, I
All
did.
right. So sneak around.
I did it on purpose because I didn't want to screw you right off the bat.
Great.
There you
great
go.
success.
See, you made it through. Okay. Describe to us the walkthrough. There's a lot of these zombie guys walking around.
Yeah. So Corvus is like exits the hallway and waits for a moment where they're all kind of turned facing one direction to like join the pack. He then like gets in behind them, and as they turn around, like they have to kind of go sideways to do it. Like they're in a hallway, they have to turn sideways to turn around. He like slips through all the like angles where they're turned, so he's not touching any of them as he goes through.
Yeah, it's almost
And
like
he's
the
just-
Matrix. You saw it ahead of time. And
Yeah,
then you move,
it's almost like he's like gliding through where they are not at that moment to get to the door he needs to. That way, when he gets there, they're all then turned around the other way and walking towards the other end of the hallway at this point.
the zombies are not dead, but they're close enough where you have a sixth sense about their behavior, and you sneak your way into the door. You pull open the office door. You don't see anything in there. It's sort of dark-ish. You slip through the it's a double door. You open one up. You slip through, and I assume, I don't know what you do with the photo, if they're still in the photo, but you close the door. You don't, you can't do it all at once. You're sort of making sure they don't follow you in. What do you because it's important. What happens with the picture? How do they get out of the picture in that exact moment where you're entering the office?
So as he's entering, he also like pulls the picture out of like his breast pocket and like puts it on the ground on the side of the doorway he's going into. So they all pop out as soon as the door shuts.
There you are. Before you see you see Esther Monahan sitting in the desk, looking completely nonplussed, unsurprised to see you. Well, for a second, she looks very young. In the next moment, she looks like a very old woman. Then settling on late 40s, 50s. You see her face sort of stops, sort of changing. Her look settles, and she's looking at all of you. Doesn't say anything. Who speaks first?
Can I ask, is the in the previous office the had bars? Does this one have bars, or just like that same plain glass window instead?
It didn't have bars like it looks like the floor plan in this area of the second floor is similar to the third floor. It's the same size room, kind of the same. It looks like the same setup almost. It almost looks like even the same furniture, except it's darker. You almost see like there's shadows everywhere. The only light really that's in the room is coming from the gloomy outside. You can see snow falling, and in general though it looks eerily similar.
Okay. Who's going to speak first?
I blew it last time, so I should probably be quiet.
Yeah, who hasn't spoken? Mavis hasn't spoken, so maybe you should.
No.
Okay,
No.
all right. Okay.
Okay, I can do it.
Speaking
No,
from experience, I feel like.
I don't want to make anybody speak because.
Well, I'm the only one who has not interacted with this person whatsoever, as far as I'm aware, correct?
Correct.
So is there like a chair across from her desk?
Yeah.
I think Corvus, once again, having this calm presence around him, just sits in the chair. It's like,
Well,
like...
okay. There's quite. This is a big office. There's a big distance to cover between the door, the double door that you enter. There's a couch. There's like there's a couch where like how therapists have like
it's a therapy kind
area.
laying
And then she
couch,
has like a desk
couch.
area, like the evil villain desk area, which is different from the therapy area. She's at the evil villain desk area. The back. Behind her is the big window, the evil window. And so like as you walk toward, you're like, okay, I'm going to do a power move. I'm going to go sit down in this chair and just, face to face. You make your move and you succeed in getting closer to the desk, but it feels like you feel heavy. You feel like time is slowing down, and that it's taking unreasonably long for you to get there. And then you end up sitting down, looking face to face. Well, good evening, Professor.
Evening, Doctor. Is it Monahan or Knight? Which one should I address you by?
I think we can drop the pretense at this point. You ask anybody around here, yeah, I'm Monahan, but Monahan, well, she's on the first floor, underneath about 3 feet of concrete. And depending what happens today, we've got plenty of room for more professors who try to control what I do.
I've been buried alive before.
You have, haven't you? I like you, Professor. Seems like you brought the Scooby-Doo team, haven't you? She starts laughing unreasonably too, by the way. Oh. Yes.
Nice seeing you again, Doc.
Young lady.
Been a while.
The
Up to anything nefarious?
Adults are talking. Ooh! you gotta get fucked. Don't play that.
Wait, the adults are
see-
talking. I thought you were way past adulting. Wouldn't you be an old pensioner by now? At your age?
Decrepit.
What are your statuses currently, Chuck? What are your statuses?
Drowsy, road rash, both two.
Okay. You can. So, Crystal Knight has a custom move called Awaken the Demons. It is when you make a move around Crystal Knight, she first makes you remember everything you loathe about yourself, and take self-hatred for, which of course you could do. You could face danger against that, but I'm not going to say take that, but she looks at you as you start talking and you realize you are completely out of your league here. This is not football. This is while she was somewhat insulting by saying the adults are talking, when you lock eyes with her, you realize she was being more playful, and you might want to consider whether or not you want to challenge her on this at this moment.
Yeah, she was ignored anyway. Wasn't really an insult.
She doesn't seem scared. She seems like almost amused that you have, that you've come here to like save the day. Have you? What are you here to stop evil? Do you have any idea? Okay, all right. Let's just drop the pretenses, Professor. What do
By
you?
all means.
What do you hope? What do you hope to accomplish by being here?
That's an interesting question. I would say, there's a part of me that wants to claim to be the good guy here, that wants to, as you said, save the day, but if I'm being honest, the other part of me, the part that you're aware of that exists in the city, that a lot of people have, just wants you dead. Because it feels this has gone on long enough, whatever you're doing. So who's to say?
Well, I was intrigued until you said I should be dead. I thought we were of the same mind, but maybe not. What is it? What is it that I do that you think? Let's say you and your friends here, you and your students were able to end my life right now. What do you think that would do for anybody? I feel like the professor needs a lecture for himself. What I'm a pawn here, Professor. If you don't know that, you have a lot to learn about what happens in this city.
It's not that I'm not aware that you're probably working for someone higher up, whatever chain this goes through. I've learned well enough now that that exists. But why not take the pawn out of the game if you can?
Anybody
Unless
else
you're
care
offering
to-
up the king.
Anybody else care to give the speech before you take down the evil villain?
I'm just curious as to why. Can't you just tell us why you're doing all of this? It doesn't really make any sense why you would want to make people feel that way. Does it bring you
Roll
joy?
investigate. Roll investigate.
Ooh, okay. All right. So, I am a good judge of character.
Okay.
I can. Yep. I
What are your current statuses? Any?
I have no current statuses.
Oh, and she's feeling open too, so I'm not even going to give you a negative status on this. She is completely unthreatened. Like it is. You have not seen a villain that seems just like this is fun, if anything.
So a good judge of character. I feel like I'm killing her with kindness, but that's fine. We're not doing that. That's fine.
Yeah, I would have probably pushed back on that. So
I'm
we'll just make it
socially
easy.
perceptive. I am very good at picking
Okay.
up on social cues.
Okay.
Because I'm mostly investigating her.
Not worthy of love.
But I didn't use anything in that. Okay, that's fine.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
The inner demon speaks.
Can I? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Well. Okay.
I mean,
okay, that's fine.
Technically, she could cause you to, but she's not.
Yeah.
The custom move is before you make the move, she could give you self-hatred for. She's not doing that. And you know she's not. You know that she's kind of playing with you right now.
She's done it before.
Yeah.
Well, I think also, like, personally, I'm asking her because I don't know. She sounds like a psycho, but at the same time, she's saying that like she's a pawn, which makes me feel like she's being used. And
There's an answer here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm mostly because Maeve cares about people even if they're evil. You know, like she hates this woman. She probably wants to kill her a little bit. Some part of her wants to like, you know, like slice her open. But like mostly she hears like, oh, I am like a pawn, and she's like, oh, like why are you doing this? You know,
that's fair.
So I was gonna ask if I could have care for others because I am caring
Yes.
for her because my personality.
Yes, you can. You can have that.
Okay, I won't use my after detail, and then I'll just roll that.
The care for others dance.
Okay, care for others dance. Okay, so I'm gonna mark attention on this. That's a power of 2. Did I
Mild
get it?
success.
Did I do it?
Mild success. All right.
Okay.
You get to ask 2 questions. I could cause your investigation and expose you to danger. The clues you may get will be fuzzy, incomplete, part true or part false, or the person who you are asking might ask you a question in return that you will have
Which
to
is Holly's
answer.
favorite. So
That is my favorite one, especially Crystal Knight, the evil psychiatrist. How would I would be not doing my job if I didn't use that.
So why are you doing this? I mean, no, I know that answer. How about Do you want to do this?
There is nothing that I want more than for as many people like you, to suffer.
Is that why you're suffering too? Because you believe you deserve it? Oops, sorry.
Good question. Good question.
If you,
She did get 2 questions.
That was my second question.
yeah, okay. Is that your second question? Is your second question?
Oh, I want it to be so bad, but I feel like I could ask something more important.
Okay.
That is a
She
It's
is.
what- it's what your character would
That
ask.
is what she wants most. To cause suffering and for people to hate themselves, just like they should.
You know, if she went to therapy, I feel like she would have a lot of help in therapy because that just sounds like she's projecting.
No way. I don't think so. I think
Um,
there's something that, I think she's got a good point.
Somebody needs a
I-
hug.
I have a weird question, and I don't know if I should.
Did you say that, Karsh? Or did Chuck say that somebody needs a hug?
Yeah.
Take self-hate for. You can roll face danger if you want.
Worth it.
I've got nothing to face the danger with, so I can just roll flat.
You're
Yeah.
gonna roll for. Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't matter either way.
You're going to succeed, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
Or, no,
Self-hate.
To the surprise of no one.
It's just
Hug yourself, Chuck. You need it. You look sad.
but you're the but
So I'm gonna say my next question. Oh, do you want to? What do you want to like?
You can ask
Do
another
you want to wait till
question.
the after? Okay. Okay. Is it weird question? Obviously, I'm probably just connecting dots in weird places, and maybe I got some
Yeah.
things crossed. Does this have something to do with that Payne fellow?
For the first time in this entire interaction, you think you see a flicker of, I don't know, was that doubt? Did you ask something that it fades? You think for a second I don't know, she looked to you suddenly 20 years older for just the briefest of minutes and then returned to her, normal, like sort of mid to late 40s self. And she started speaking and she suddenly looked young for a second, just for a brief second. The rest of you saw it too. It was like a flicker and then returns back to her normal looking professional self. She's like, and the answer, I'm going to give you a clear answer, and that's yes. She's not going to say that. You can tell, though, the answer is yes. What she would say is, I don't know what you're talking about. Payne is dead. Everybody knows that. But he was a great man. A great man. He built this city. Do you know that? Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers Corbin Payne.
Is that why you think No more questions.
Nope. You don't got more questions.
I can say it. She doesn't have to.
I
answer.
can-
I can say it.
Sure, you can.
I could
You can.
feel
What
it.
are you-
I
What
can
would you
feel
say,
it.
or what are you saying? Like,
Is that why you think everyone should suffer? Because no one remembers him.
everybody
doesn't have to answer.
suffers already. Everybody has a deep deep. Have you ever wondered why everybody in this city has some deep, deep, deep abiding pain that can't be touched, it can't be breached, you cannot, it is unflagging and unflappable, it stays with you always, reminding you, pulling you down, the thing that rots your core the most, that you desperately wish that you could get rid of, but deep down fear that you never will. What is, and I ask this in terms of you must answer type, what is your Mavis, since we're being open and honest with each other, what would you say, or what would you describe as your secret pain, the one that you don't want to say, even to yourself, exists? And let me just tell you this, I'm just trying to work this. Yeah, like, you don't have to answer the question specifically right now, but I do want, and we'll talk about this later, everybody, when you hear this, all of you hear what Dr. Knight is saying, and you know that it's true. Whether or not you have thought about this about your character, whatever she's saying, she's insane. You hate her, wish she was dead, but this, what she's saying right there, reflects something you may not have even thought of about the city. Everybody is suffering somehow, and maybe even acting out because of some secret pain they each have. And so I want all of you to take a status, and we'll talk about what it mechanically means. I believe it is, hold on a second,
Introspection 2.
It's Wounded 6.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not something that affects you mechanically, but it is something that will, if not, we'll talk about it more later, but take Wounded 6 and you can, over time, discover what that is. You could build that into your character. And part of your journey to self-actualization will be to change that. So capital W, Wounded 6. So it's a defined term, but we will get more into that. But we'll just say narratively right now, what she says, you're like, oh my God, there's something to this. I've been running from something or afraid of something.
I will be honest with you then, because you probably already know. I'm pretty sure that feeling my whole life has been that I am not worthy of love, and I will never be. And maybe it's because my parents have a bunch of money and threw it at me when I was a child. Maybe it's because my sister died. Who knows what it is? In reality, I'm not a therapist, but I would say that's probably it. Not being worthy of any kind of love or affection.
You see, what makes most people weak, Mavis, is the inability to discover that fact about themselves, or unwillingness to accept the truth of it and to live in it and nurture it and never let yourself forget that you are ultimately unworthy.
I thought what makes people like you is that they can't move on.
I would like you to, Mavis, take self-hatred 4. You can roll face danger if you like.
I'd like to give a help point for Mavis at this point by simply saying, when she says you're not worthy of love.
Oh no, it's not me. It's I think Karsh is taking it, right? Or is it me?
No,
it's you, Mavis.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
she's
me.
doing it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He already has that.
I already have that. Yeah.
I thought it was from Karsh saying something, and then Polly paused, and I was like, "Oh,
No,
he's getting another
it's-
status.
yeah.
That's funny."
No, I mean, like Chuck just says that, like, what makes people bad is that they can't move on after losing someone that they might have loved or cherished. your Payne person speaks to me. He comes to me in my dreams. Does he come to your dreams?
Can we deal with my thing first before you get
Yeah. Are you gonna?
That is a big reveal. Hold on.
He doesn't know who
That's the thing.
he doesn't know who it is. He might think it is because he said it was the creator. That's all.
You're gonna get killed here.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We're gonna. Yeah, this is it.
She's going to destroy me. I don't. Yeah.
I'd like to give a
But
help
that's
to
Shark.
Mavis if possible by saying, you are worthy of love. Excuse me? You've done everything possible to portray yourself as a better person. Surely, I mean, I appreciate that, and I'm sure these guys do too. You're loved by us, as friends, of course.
And if you ever need hugs,
There it is.
I can't give you a help point. But if you ever need hugs, then we're all here for you.
I was gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I won't invoke worthy of love not worthy of love because Penny is like talking me up, and this is like I like this girl, and then she said, "We're your friends," and suddenly it just I just friend zoned. That just accentuates the whole idea. So I have unyielding hope and my breathing meditation. I know how to calm myself down, and I have an unyielding hope that everything will go just fine from my struggles that I've learned. But I'm also not worthy of love, so. And I'll take.
But you also have a help point.
Yep. So I'm at a 2.
Okay.
Any
which is
chat
not bad.
dice?
Nope. I used them all last time when we almost died.
Last session. If you're watching, you can donate only $1 or redeem channel point rewards to give us those +1s, which are very much needed.
Help.
Now, Polly did
please.
say we can redeem our own chat points to give each other bonuses. I will remind us.
I generally don't allow it.
I know.
Yeah, I have like 5.
I'm
It feels
just
a bit,
reminding
doesn't it?
people.
I have unlimited, so I'm not going. It's no.
Yeah, you can't do it. Just,
But
yeah.
we are in chat. We are just
I know,
accumulating, so it's a
I
no.
know.
Yeah,
I'm trying
I'm
to.
not
but
gonna
we're so
do
screwed.
see,
I'm
but
sending good vibes anyway.
I don't think me being socially perceptive or being a good judge, like knowing that she's trying to affect me again, I don't know if that would even help me in trying to get past it.
You would have experienced it before, so you would have an acumen of what her social
Manipulation.
drive was to manipulate you. Exactly, yeah.
Do you think I could use socially perceptive, Polly?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Then
I mean,
will
she's
use that.
trying to tell you. She's trying to gaslight you. So I think being perceptive probably would.
Yeah.
Would,
And I've done it.
it would
It's
help with
happened
that.
before, so. I'm kinda
Yeah.
used to it.
Yes, you'd experienced it firsthand.
Or
so-
I mean, not
but-
gaslight. She's trying to reveal a deeper truth that you
She's
fit. That you.
gaslighting.
That you. You're. Oh damn!
Snap.
We are
Hey,
actually-
wait a second. That's a good one.
Give her a
There's
+1.
Use that. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
In the future. No, you
There's
don't get a
actually a
+1
video.
for that.
There is a video on the YouTube channel where it's a clip from us, and I said, "Stop gaslighting me, Polly," and we all laughed at it. It is a video on our YouTube that everyone can go check out.
Oh.
Hint, hint.
Anyways, face
And I even
danger,
forgot
right?
about that. Yeah.
Am I facing danger?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You were facing a 4, and
Great
there you go. You don't take
success.
any. You take. You're like, this bitch is just trying to mess with my head. I'm not gonna fall for it.
Yeah, I kind of just like I kind of like I almost like go like this for a second. I feel it, and then I go like.
Nice. Yup. I mean, that's a tier 4 status that you just avoided.
Let's try though.
So while you're sitting here chatting enjoyably, I think, well, who's gonna speak next, if anybody?
There was no response for me that Payne talks to me in my
the thing
dreams.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So we have an ongoing.
Let's
Feels
see.
like go toe to toe. Like you're trying to. That's a savage.
Yeah,
You're trying
yeah.
to- oh,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Well, okay.
There's also a dig because it's someone she greatly respects clearly, and he's saying, "I see him all the time, don't you?"
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he visits Chuck. Like, what-
Exactly.
Chuck.
yeah.
He visits Chuck.
Yeah.
So it's a dig.
I'm gonna have to say, you might get a reaction out of her, but you're gonna have to go toe to toe,
Yeah.
and then like you have a tier 4 status, so all right,
-4.
yeah. I mean, you might get a reaction here, and some information.
I will say I'm acting first with more the surprise version of the acting first to surprise them, because this is something coming right out of left field.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Okay, that's fine. I'll give you that.
um
Oh, just for her, 100%. Yeah.
and the library department, I'm using that because we did our research
What are you doing?
using the library department from the crew theme, because we did our
Okay.
research on this one for like the creator, and we went and did the historical research.
Alright.
We did stuff. Smart.
Fair enough. You can have it.
That's
Burn
about
it,
it.
Paul.
That's a really
Charisma.
bad
Only a -2.
hit. Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, it could be worse.
And then it could have been.
I can't really through anything. I mean, I'm tempted to do the bigger the better, because she's the big boss, but I don't. There's no reason.
She's not a large person.
No, but like she's scary.
I mean, force of personality.
She's a large presence.
personality
Yeah.
and intellect and everything. She's the scary is what I'm talking about. But I just don't
If you
think
want
so.
to use it, I'm going to leave that up to you.
If I use it, I'll probably take a penalty. But no, that's about all I can think of. Yeah, a -2. Let's go for it. Face danger.
It would
No,
be
it's
go
toe-to-toe.
toe.
Toe-to-toe.
Toe-to-toe.
There we go. Yeah, this is gonna get really bad. Actually, thick skin. Thick skin emotionally, because he's too dumb.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's like, that kind of works, because he is, and this is something you
I'm
don't
not always
do.
going to let you use that for
No.
emotion,
No.
but this time I will.
Just, he's too stupid
Because
to.
she's considering acting other than emotionally at this point.
So,
So I will give you that.
yeah.
She's wondering whether it's time to, you can see it. She
Unleash.
grows weary of this chat.
Yeah, sorry about this, boys and girls. So let's go to toe-to-toe with a -1. I don't any help points. Anyone?
Sorry, no, I wish.
none. Never. Thanks.
I wish.
I mean, Mavis might, but
No, Mavis doesn't. I know.
Okay, well,
he knows.
Constant is 2.
Oh,
yeah, of course it's
Oh,
-1.
she doesn't even. Okay, so you say it. She doesn't even look at you. She's still looking at Mavis.
I guess, yeah,
know,
Mavis.
Reaction.
Yeah.
You can see her like, shut up. She holds her hand out to you. You feel colder than you've ever felt. You've spent nights under the bridge, but you can almost feel your veins, the blood in your veins freezing. Your pulse slows. You start to lose consciousness. You may I'm going to give you the status frozen 5, but you can face danger. If you fail, you will be your blood will freeze. This is who you're facing.
Yeah. Sure. So just burning a few things. Should have used thick skin.
You did
I-
use thick.
Yeah, no, I said I shouldn't have.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Because I can't use it.
that
Hey,
now. Can't use
And
it now.
an option we also don't often use. You can always burn for a hit.
Bro.
Yeah, just burn one of your tags for a hit. Plus.
Burn thick skin for a hit.
I'm gonna charge drowsy to you though, so it'll be a mixed success.
Burn
So
0
you-
pain
go ahead.
receptors for a hit.
Okay.
And with the drowsy 2,
That would
So
put it
you will
down to
take
a
instead a 4. So you'll say hypothermic 4. and that doesn't stack with, well, yeah, it doesn't really stack with anything, so you won't, so it doesn't turn into a 5, so you're hypothermic 4.
Great.
But you're still conscious.
Did this move
Yeah.
all cry like? Ugh. It's the wicked west of the east. Was it west?
There's a couch. You could make yourself more comfortable, Chuck.
I think he's comfortable enough where he is. Thank you very much.
I care.
Penny, have you got a warm fireplace somewhere?
No, but there's no temperature in those photos. They are where they are. I'm sorry.
There is no temperature somehow.
But
just the way it works.
Temperature.
Well, I've enjoyed this conversation very much, let me tell you. But I do have to get back to work at some point. I'm very busy.
Surely that work could be done in a more happy and productive manner. Like, do you really think, truly, for all your wonderful years of experience in this town that you creator so loved and so crafted, that he would approve of this kind of action against its citizens? I don't think so.
She doesn't like you talk. I do not like you talking about things of which you know nothing. For a second, you see a young woman. Then she's back to being in her 40s again.
Talks to me.
Did you meet him as a young woman? Is that why you miss him so? It's a cool answer. We already know.
Investigate if you want to, because you're getting somewhere here.
We've seen them together before. That young woman, right? That young woman that he's taking.
Do you think she loved him?
It's the one in the photo.
No. Do you think she loved him?
I think. Well, I don't know. So I get the feeling, and I will happily roll investigate for this. But this is the feeling that Penny has from this experience with her and her changing her face. Yeah. We've seen photos of Payne with the old psychiatrist who used to run the prison. Yeah. Is it the same woman?
It's the same woman. Yeah.
Yeah. So they knew each other very closely.
Like you recognize it. Yeah. You can recognize, that it's been her the whole time.
Also, kudos to my memory, because that was ages ago. So did you? I mean, he gave you your position. It just seems a bit absurd that you take his beautiful creation and try to destroy it or shatter it.
But I think it sounds like he's the one pushing things, right?
I know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know what you're doing.
Roll investigate.
I thought I already knew I could get away with that. Okay, right. So, relevant power tags. Talk anyone into anything. I'm trying to get a rise out of her to get an answer. My own type of eccentric. I'm going down a line of questioning, which is a bit odd. I'm trying to see her response, so aware of every tiny moment, because I'm literally gauging her response to the questions and how she flutters between her old self and new self too, because there's a pattern to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it. And power tags, accidental offense might be relevant here.
Yeah, I think so. As a weakness tag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to give myself free powers and no weaknesses, if I can.
No,
so
who wants that? Who wants that?
Well, it's nowhere near as exciting, is it?
I still don't know how you're going to get out of this, but we'll see.
Oh, a mild success will help a bit.
Okay, you can ask me questions, and I can then, in turn, expose you to danger, give you fuzzy, incomplete, part true, part false, or ask you a question in return.
So, I guess the first question is the same line of questioning. What was your relationship with Payne, the one who gave you your job?
she's again, you see that hesitation. You know, she was like having fun. She's ready to like, then she's tired. She's ready to like, you keep pushing this point and you would expect her to react, but instead you see hesitation. And then she does something that you haven't seen yet either. She looks away from you. She breaks eye contact, and you could see her thinking. You can see her looking away. She's thinking about something else. And she says, I and then she pauses, and you can see all of a sudden a tear. I just wanted to stop it.
Oh.
I'm gonna answer it fuzzy, incomplete, part true and part false. What you could say is you touched a nerve, but that's all I'm gonna give you. Like there's something, you know, there is a history. There's a history there. That's a weakness. What's your other question?
I don't know where, guys. I don't know whether I should really push a nerve here.
Just keep digging the knife in deeper.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
I don't want to kill her now. I feel bad. Like I feel really. I know she's kind of like
I could ask a question that guarantees she's going to come at me with a knife draw.
Do it.
Oh,
you know you have but a moment before you will face self-hatred 4.
I do.
Do it.
Oh, okay, right. Let's
just twist that knife in deeper.
Tell you what, dude, I'll happily do that, but I would like to pass a question over to you, Wolf, as Corvus, because you haven't had a chance to ask one yet.
No, I have my own thing I'm doing. Ask your question. Don't worry. I have plans.
Okay, so when Payne was killed, when he was assassinated in such a horrible fashion, where were you? Why weren't you by his side?
Oh,
You know what? I just look at Penny because I was like gonna stop you, and I was like, no, you're probably no.
whoa! I'm gonna give her self-doubt 1.
Oh,
Group how?
Take that!
I mean,
I'm
I'm just gonna give you that from the question because it's right on there. Yeah, you know, but it's not gonna last. This is a temporary tag. But I'm gonna give her self-doubt 1 for 1 moment. It's probably, I don't know if it's gonna help. I just want to let you know that you sort of hit something. And have you ever known somebody so great that you forgot for a second that they were human? And she's like, and you can see it shakes it off. She shakes it off, looks at you. Her she like looks old for a second, you know, just for a brief second. She looks very old, and then back to being, you know, her normal self. How dare you? How dare you suggest that I didn't do everything I could?
It doesn't seem that way. You're trying to destroy his creation as best you can, so quite frankly, it seems to me like you hate him.
Little girl, you are projecting. Take self-hatred 4.
Yep.
And you can roll face danger.
I will be very willing to face danger. Because I'm.
Think
I'm
about your
confident
own
in my
life.
questioning.
Think about if you were to think of all the things you could have done in your life.
Many regrets.
How dare you, young lady? Corbin Payne was a great man. He did not deserve to die. He should have been saved. Yes, I was not there. And yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. But you weren't there either, were you?
I wasn't born yet.
I don't know what your character's backstory is, but she's assuming that somewhere, you know,
she's
like
assuming. She's
you weren't
correct.
there
I was
either.
trying to
Yeah,
diffuse it.
Yeah, no. You weren't there either, were you? Yeah, that's right. You weren't there sometime for somebody in some event that you should have been.
I raised my shivering hand. I was there.
But you couldn't do anything. That's the point that she's saying.
Yeah, but you failed, didn't you?
Yeah.
And as you
You
said,
weak
it's
for the
great
moment.
strength.
But I'm trying to move forward
So
and
you're
trying to
even-
help others, unlike you.
You're even worse because you were there and you still let her die, didn't you?
Ooh.
I'm trying to
We're
make
just going for the jugular.
things better for others. You're trying to make people mean and bitter like you.
I am
And
trying
destroying
to
the-
let people be themselves and free.
I love her.
You
guys, I'm
yourself said
sorry.
strength comes from accepting who you are truly, and that includes your pain, does it not?
You can see.
Have you not accepted his loss?
She has you can see that she's not the type of person to lose composure, at least initially. But like. Sorry,
okay.
excuse me. What did you say?
That's okay. Chuck does that to him, everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like Wolf. Do you want to do something? Because
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
Yeah.
have an idea, so you take the floor.
I still have to face danger, I think.
Yeah,
you did
I was
before.
waiting for that to happen before I did
Okay.
anything
We
else.
were talking.
I
so
didn't want to
much.
interrupt any good roleplay either. So I've talked her into this line of questioning, so I feel like argumentatively I'm coming from a position of strength. So talk my way out of anything is I'm trying to talk my way out of this sandbox of self-doubt.
yeah.
I can't use any others. I already used them. That's the only one that's relevant.
If you think you're coming from a position of strength, you are a foolish little girl. She doesn't say that, but I'm just
I know, she thinks it.
GM is reminding you.
The fourth wall says it to you.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a power of 1 and we'll face danger, which we have a great success.
Great success.
Whoa! Bounced right off of you. Don't worry or anything.
I've
keep
accepted
full of it.
my fault in my father's death. I'm reminded of it every day I don't see him, but I still eat raspberry sorbet whenever I get sad, and I still get better at the end of the day. And as Chuck said, it takes great strength to make someone else feel good too.
You cannot run forever.
Just like Mavis did when I suffered. That's me.
She doesn't care. I mean, she's like
Yeah,
She-
I'm trying to alleviate some
She has
status
an-
of.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, she has an abiding belief that people run from their secret pain and convince themselves that they're just coping and going on, but they're never actually. It is ultimately fake. It's more real to just accept your faults and make others accept theirs.
Well, what I will say in response is that Corvus protected me in a place of great danger and cares deeply about his students. Mavis stayed with me when one of my close friends died right around when I couldn't do anything to save her. And Chuck tries his utmost to save everyone around him, regardless of his feelings about them. I would say, in my limited experience, you're wrong.
And sometimes you just need a hug. And Chuck opens his arms out. He's freezing. He wants to hug someone.
She's not saying any of this, by the way. This is just the impression you're getting. You know what I mean? She's not being like, well, I have an unabiding belief. Or I have an abiding...
It was the thing before that.
Okay.
Corvus?
I'm hugging in. Come here, Chuck.
Yeah, let's just
You want to give me a status for hugging Chuck?
So, I have been patiently listening to all this for the better part of a few minutes now. My understanding of what you believe is that people should run from their pain, they should embrace it. Am I correct in this?
The wise would, but few are, which is why I'm here. I am trying to bring people to a place of acceptance and understanding. Professor.
But you yourself are running.
Hmm?
You've been running from the pain you felt since, ironically, Payne's death. Running from how you feel. Running from the responsibility you should have taken afterward. Running from your own mortality.
I want
And
you
you
to
keep
roll
running.
to take the risk. I want you to roll
Sure.
take the risk. I'm gonna give you something big if this is
We're hammering that nail right now, and I love it.
if you succeed, I'll give you something. I'll give you
Sure.
something.
So tags is how to read a person. I have been reading all the interactions here, along with
Yeah.
able to stay focused on task at hand. Once again, focusing in on what she has been saying to us and what her underlying philosophy is, and how she is being a hypocrite to her own philosophy. Also, those who have cheated death, clearly she is running from death. She should not still be alive. I am attacking essentially her own fear of not me. While I am the Grim Reaper, I am not death.
Okay.
And I would say, no, because I don't actually have that. The only other thing I could think of is put the fear of death into them. It's actually, I'm trying to get her to understand, and I guess this actually doesn't work, because I'm trying to get her to understand that it's kind of okay to die. You don't have to keep pushing yourself forward like this. And by doing so, you are just destroying yourself.
Yeah.
So
Probably not that one.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's not really putting the fear of death into someone. It's more of, I don't have one that's embrace death. That would be my calming presence is
Yeah.
the embrace of death. I'm not sure if we can apply that one here though. Up to you. Would calming presence work? And what I'm trying to kind of get her to understand is you don't have to be afraid of what comes after. You can move
I'll give you
on.
calming presence. I'll give you
Okay.
calming presence. What is that,
In that
+7?
case, you said
It's a
take a
lot.
risk.
Yeah.
How much do you have? Well,
+4.
oh,
Yeah.
you're fine. I was gonna give
Yeah,
you.
it's gonna be all right.
Give us well.
Yeah, great
Okay.
success.
All right.
Wanted to make
So
sure.
while you're talking, you can see there's something else going on. You've all hit a nerve, but you've broken her desire to hold this fact back. You are mistaken, though. Payne still lives,
We already knew that, sis.
and
Like,
he. Well, wait a second. That's not new information.
No.
No, it was fairly obvious.
He's
Okay,
in my
all right.
brain.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, I'll give you this. He still lives. And I feel like I owe you something that you don't know.
No, that's
Give me a
fine,
question
that's
that's
fine.
You don't owe us
No,
anything.
that's-
She
Okay,
doesn't
okay.
think.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
gave her a lot of questioning
Yeah.
that
No,
lead her believe
uh,
that we don't know, but we do.
She should be
yes.
surprised that we know.
Yeah.
okay. Well, it's
She has confirmed
Yes.
our suspicions.
Yeah,
She has
and-
confirmed.
Yeah, and I'll give you this on top of that. You suspect that he's the one who's pushing this whole make the city angry. Yes, he and his genius. I studied for years to learn how to fix people, to mend the broken, but nobody nobody understands people's pain and what to do about it more than Corbin Payne. Every bit of knowledge I learned is nothing compared to every single, or a little hair on his head is smarter than my entire career on how to make people understand what they need to understand and live how they need to live. That he runs this city to this day. Nobody knows.
I mean, we kind of guessed just based on the fact that there was one article that said he maybe died, and it didn't see. And we saw you. I mean, he's probably alive too. It just makes sense. Also, because for some reason, Chuck sees him in his dreams.
Yeah.
At that
Patient
moment,
zero.
like there's a pause. She you know, she is like the GM. Surprised that you're not surprised. I'm like, oh.
You gave us too
rings.
many good hints.
Yeah. All right, well, never mind then. The phone on her desk rings. She picks up the thing and she says, yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yep. Right away. Yes. She hangs up.
So,
Board meeting.
That's a bit rude.
so you're going to stop trying to hurt people? You know, find your own vision, accept your own pain, everything, right?
You what do you want me to say to that?
I think you just said
What
it.
what do you want me to say? I have something to say. I have a statement to make to this city, not just you. And I think I'm done wasting my time with the likes of you. So if there is, I seem to have, our appointment seems to have run out of time. I think it's time for you to go back to school. Yeah?
I don't think that's going to happen unless you can promise that you won't be doing what we know you're trying to do.
It's not a school day. It's the weekend.
There's a knock on the door.
No.
I think it's time, like I said.
Corvus, what do we do? Oh, what do we do? What do we do?
It's two
I
options
suppose-
there.
We should
two
take
very
a break.
clear-cut.
We should take a break.
yeah,
We
right?
should.
Time for the break. Yeah.
We'll be back shortly. We've stuffed that up, or at least I don't know what's happening there, but I know Chuck's a bit wounded and everything, so it's on you guys. Have fun. We'll be back shortly. You guys can do all the tackling. We'll be back shortly. Stick around, about 10 minutes. As mentioned, we do have highlights on our YouTube channel from most of our shows. They're trying to be clips which don't need context or anything like that. but there's a lot of gags and a lot of one-liners and a lot of great stuff that we've had over the years. So check out the highlights clips, but make sure you still stick around for all the when we're back on the break. We're back shortly. See you soon.
Hello.
And we're back.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So let's get to the murdering, shall we?
The murdering.
Something's going to get shattered, I feel like.
Just gotta stretch out the old everything beforehand.
Well, you're in a honey of a pickle, everybody. So you are gaining statuses. You're not really doing any damage to Dr. Knight, but it is, you have learned a couple of things, or at least had some of your information confirmed. There is a person named Payne who is not really remembered, but you now remember him as the person who built the city. He was
On rock and roll.
Assassinated one day, but it turns out maybe not. Well, definitely not. You know he's alive now. You don't know anything
Well, I
else
mean,
about him.
he could have gotten better.
Yeah, maybe. He healed. He's all better now. And
A lot better.
but all better.
Oh, what was that?
And so you are still in the office, in the third floor office, the evil office of Dr. Knight.
All of these offices are evil. We haven't been in like a nice office besides mine, and even then, it's the office of death.
Yeah.
How good is it really?
Pretty
It's
neutral,
like a neutral
really.
office.
What is up with this city, by the way? It seems like it's so negative. Like it seems like there's just struggle after struggle after struggle. Like nobody seems to catch a break.
I mean,
Yeah.
Crystal Knight did just tell us it's by design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That told us a hell of a lot.
But
You
what
know-
does she know? I mean, she tries to gaslight you. You don't know. I wouldn't
After doing
listen
some
to what she
emotional damage, we know quite a bit.
I think she's a little bit of a liar. I think everything's fine. Myself, that's just my opinion.
Mm.
But let us return back into the office. It is still snowing. In fact, one might say during this discussion, in fact, I am saying the snow you can see has gotten very heavy. You might actually call it almost a blizzard outside the window. You see it swirling in a way that you've not seen before. You don't remember when you've seen snow in the city at all, right? But you've seen snow up here on this tall hill, but it seems you're like, wow, it must be snowing in the city. And I don't know, you haven't sort of a passing thought because you're in the middle of this horrific sort of discussion. And I don't know, while somebody else is talking with Dr. Knight, you happen to look out the window to see the swirling white, and for a second you see like the downtown skyline, and there's that weird building again. Kind of looks like a half-finished shell of a building. You turn your head back over to somebody to try to point it out, but when you look, one, they're engaged with this, person who seems like, could kill you with the snap of her fingers, and you look back over and there, it's gone again. It's the snow.
I mean, I wasn't
everything.
talking to everyone else. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, I don't know. So you look over there, and I don't know, it must have been a figment of your imagination. The half-finished building. You don't know anything that looks like that. Boy, mine sure is playing tricks on you. What do you do? Let us put the spotlight on Corvus at this moment.
So she has just said, like, I believe our time is up, and like,
That's right.
I think I would agree with you. And at this moment, I would like to roll stop holding back.
Let's see if you teach her some kind of lesson. All right. So what would you like to achieve now? Now this is one of the big bosses of the entire campaign. So if you would like to make a permanent change to her, it will require a ultimate sacrifice. Of course, if you would like to kill her, of course that will require an ultimate sacrifice or anything like that.
Yeah, no. Once again, the part of him that is the Grim Reaper has been essentially like screaming inside him the whole time he has just been sitting here listening to this woman like make these excuses how people shouldn't run from things, and it's like the Grim Reaper is like screaming like, and it's time to stop running. So yes, the Reaper is going to get what it is going to reap what it has been sown. So most certainly at least going to kill Knight.
She says she doesn't. She's completely underestimating you. She's. Do your worst, Professor.
All right. So
Like I
fun fact
said.
about me is I have the advancement on my expression power, Contain the Surge. When you make the move Stop Holding Back with your Mythos expression powers, if I roll a 6 or less, no matter what, it's a 7 or 9. So no matter what,
I can't kill you.
No.
Oh, that's
I will
terrible.
always get
That's rude.
my say here.
Death is inevitable.
That's
But
okay.
not for Corvus.
So
That's okay. I can just take my frustrations out on the world.
that's fine. You'll have your opportunity to do so. So stop holding back with a power of 1 because I do only have 1 mundane power tag anymore.
Logos theme.
Can I add a help point to that? Is that possible?
If you want
Oh right. I've a permitted help points with stop holding back, even though it's technically not allowed.
That's
But I'll
that's
let
okay,
you-
Polly.
Yeah.
Hurt point.
to. Okay.
Okay, pull it together. Actually, pull it together, and it is now, or no, what? Tight like that is 2 points
like
for
that.
me.
Yeah,
so-
and it's the same for me. It also works for hurt.
No, I used
Oh
it.
my
I used it
God.
first.
Damn.
Yep, it does only
I
work
called
once
it
per
first.
session.
That's how
Is
talking
anyone else
works. You
giving
gotta
me some
jump.
we're bonus or penalty before I roll what is
I would
guaranteed at
love
least a
to
7 and
also
9?
give you a help point as well.
So you have
Okay.
two help points basically.
So I have
I'm adding to the spirit bomb. Goku, take my energy.
Yeah, I think what I'm doing is just making a bubble around the room to like contain everything. I'm kind of like locking down the room as much as I can. Make sure soul
Well,
doesn't leave each other.
we'll see how much you can contain this. So stop
Okay.
holding back with a power of 3 with everything added in.
3. Ugh.
So no matter
Yeah.
what, I get a 7 or 9. The question is, do I get a
Okay.
great success?
All right. Come on, give me a
Great
7 or 9.
success!
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well then, well, at least you have to replace a theme, but you get to tell us, you take narrative control and tell me tell us what happens. You're going to let
So,
her
yeah,
go, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
She
totally.
walks away.
Let her go.
She says,
I
"See
let
you
her
later,
go to the
sucker."
afterlife.
Yeah.
So yeah, she is like, it's time for you to leave. Corvus is like, it is time for people to leave, yes. And the lights in the room just smash out, like darkness, entirely engulfed. And like very slowly, you just see like the creeping aura of all the people whose like lives this woman has ruined over the years, like who have passed away. Like Corvus hasn't talked to these spirits, but they're like coalescing around her, and they like start grabbing at her. And like slowly but surely, like almost as if she was a pane of glass, like parts of her arm get like smashed into pieces. And like, and just like all around her, these spirits are grabbing her, just yelling like, "What have you done? You could have helped us. You could have helped the city." pain is not the only thing there is. There is letting go. There is moving on. And it is time for you to move on. As they grab her and slowly just crush her into like fine powdered glass.
And then
God.
just like, wow. Okay. All right.
Holy
So
shit!
You are shattering those preconceptions right now, dude.
Oh my God, I'm sweating. That
So-
was so good. What?
yeah. All right. So I think we just went back for break, but
Yeah.
I think that's probably a good way to like finish the.
May
So
I
what-
end it here?
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So
Yeah,
as these lights slowly flicker on and off, the figure of Corvus is no longer sitting in this chair. All of you see a hooded figure just sitting in the chair where Corvus was. And I don't think... Penny certainly hasn't seen this. Mavis certainly hasn't seen this. Chuck actually wasn't there the last time you stopped holding back because he was electrified in the opera house somewhere
Yeah,
else.
that's right.
So no one has seen like this form ever like before. You've never seen Corvus do this. And like Corvus like, or at least the hooded figure slowly like rises from this chair and like turns to face all of you. And there is just a black void under this cloak. Like if you were to look at where his hands are, there's like these shadowy tendrils. Like this thing is at the vaguest recollection of what a human is. And it's like, and so it turns to all of you, he's like, I'm sorry, but I need to go.
Corvus? What? What? What?
Need to go where?
Corvus.
Does that mean I get to drive?
Slap him.
Like this hooded figure, like Corvus has almost never laughed at what Chuck has said, but this hooded figure laughs at it.
Oh, that's
And
not
it's a very
Corvus.
like, yeah, it's a very deep, like, hearty. Corvus won't be needing his car. I won't be needing his car. As I said, I do have to apologize to all of you. Corvus. Yes, Penny, please.
No, please carry on. I'm genuinely very concerned. Where is our friend?
Are you Santa?
He. No. I don't bring gifts. Corvus. How to phrase this? He made a deal. One you probably would never have been aware of. My time with him, he was always private. He has agreed to take the back seat for a while I'm in the driver's seat.
What are you?
I am something that has always been with you. Since you were born. You call me the Reaper.
Oh God, I thought you were the taxman.
He's
friend of
he's going
mine.
next week.
That's the
You work very closely.
Had to get one in, didn't you?
But
that is terrifying. So you are in the driver's seat of his body, as in, I mean, you're not you're not human, clearly. So what happened to his body? Is he with you?
yes, he is in here. I don't have a better way of explaining it to you than that.
You're driving his flesh suit. I kind of get it.
I am manifesting myself through him, yes. As I have done
Thank you, Faro.
many times. as you all have been witness to many times. Or at least Penny and Chuck have. But
I always felt like his powers came from a place of great darkness and strength, but I honestly I'd never imagined it would be something like you. Can we ever? I mean, Corvus is very close to us. Is the reason you're saying sorry is because we're not going to see him again?
I cannot promise you will. It is possible. If my work is done in the way I need it to be done, I agreed to give him his body back, but I have no guarantee of when that will be.
Oh my god.
Yes, Mavis?
If I may, I would have loved to have Corvus eventually call me Maeve. It would have been nice. I was hoping for that, but it's fine. Can Corvus hear us? Can you tell him something for me? It'll annoy him.
I
Just a
will.
little bit.
I will attempt to pass on the message. He's with someone else right now.
He who has gone, so we but cherish his memory, abides with us, more potent, nay, more present than the living man.
I will recite your poem to him.
I mean, it's not mine, but it is something that
I
thought
know
about.
it's not yours. I was being hyperbolic. Once again, once he wants to talk, or is at least free to talk, I will let him know. Is there anything else before I go do what must be done?
Do you know everything?
I know everything that has been and what will happen to all of you, but not in the sense of I know what you will do tomorrow unless you were to die tomorrow.
No, I didn't mean that type of thing. I mean,
Oh.
so don't tell Corvus that, like, when the first semester when I took his class, that I cheated on his exams.
I'm pretty sure he already knew that.
No, don't tell him that. Can you just like cut that out, or like get him forgetting?
I will make sure he forgets it, Chuck. No
Thanks.
problem.
And he goes for fist bump.
You don't want me to touch you.
No hugs.
Or do I?
I'm a bit cold.
Do you want to die today?
Wow,
I
that
think you'd be suffering a deathly
didn't need
chill
to
if you
threat
touched.
me.
It's just the reality of the situation.
Chuck, this is a serious moment. Let's just calm down for a bit.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time accepting this. He was right here. What do you mean you're in control? Does he have a say in this?
Would you?
He made the deal. That was his say. Did you not all think it weird how many times you almost have died and somehow come out of it unscathed? At the end of the day, like you've gotten better?
I always assumed, quite frankly, that was Corvus himself, not some other entity. I thought he was just showing his own care.
Me. Once again, this is why it's hard to explain. Corvus is a part of me as much as I am a part of him. So when Corvus did those things, I helped him because it was in my interest to do so. Because he helped me do what I needed to get done.
If we wanted to talk to Corvus again, how would we contact you or him? You two.
There is a grave that you can go to. I have promised him some leeway in certain things. That's actually in a way where he is right now. Go to Samantha Castle's grave, and he will be there on certain nights.
He came back sometimes and he was looking so sad. That explains so much.
I kind of figured, reading people poetry and stuff. Polly, quick question.
Yeah.
Does the Corvus death person, does that feel like the same way that Esther Monahan, or I guess Crystal Knight felt? Like the level
Of power?
yes. Is it like that same feeling of like being almost consumed by their power?
You would say yes, except for you have a feeling that Crystal Knight probably wasn't consumed by her own power.
That's fun.
Like
I
the same
that.
level
I'm
of
gonna write that
yeah.
down. I'm gonna write that down because I like that.
Yeah, that's good to know.
That's a fun fact.
Kind of
It's
reinforces the whole
same level of power, but it's not like it came. There's something else.
Yeah.
I always felt like my humanity was in jeopardy because of this thing, but I mean, I love that I can pull it out. I'm sorry, I'm going to do it as much as I can.
It works.
No, but
Props.
but
I did not buy a little Halloween scythe to carry around.
And then we need to get Paul a clicker thing.
I can't really do Penny
Polaroid?
justice, but I could buy I have got a camera.
Get a Polaroid. You gotta just.
Yeah, I could do that.
And I didn't buy this jacket before getting the character out made. I totally did.
And as Crystal Knight dissolves or pinned in nothingness, she says, like you see her hand go up, there is another.
Well, it looks like Corvus' work isn't done yet. He has to stay. Sorry, Mr. Do you want to bring him back?
I'm gonna put my hand on Penny's shoulder.
His work.
I refuse to accept it. Okay, Jesus.
Did you not? I was here for this entire. Understand that Corvus is still here, but he's just not present. If that makes sense.
And he doesn't know about the cheating.
Does.
So.
Okay. Can you deal with the people outside the door?
I'm gonna.
They've already been dealt with.
Yeah, they're good. I
So
assume everything's clear.
Yeah. Like anyone who was purposefully hostile to them, not like the zombies outside. I assume the zombies outside got free will back as soon as night got ground into dust.
If that's what you say happened.
Yeah, that's what happens. Whatever control she was exerting over them to leave them as zombies is gone.
What
now
about
they're going to have to
patient
deal with
zero?
whatever mental scars are now going to be present from this, but they're at least back to being human.
And criminally insane.
Yeah, and
if they were
somewhere in the
criminally
city, an ambulance that was streaking through the streets with lights spinning, suddenly breaks into a million pieces of glass and just slides across the street like snow. Its plans foiled, whatever they were.
Oh.
She was gonna do something.
It was to do with the shattering of the glass, or the no, it had to be the shattering of the glass because of what she said before.
I mean, it was probably a terrorist attack that we just stopped.
Yeah, she's trying to shatter the glass that she injected her emotions into. That's what we worked out last time.
Anyways, Mr. Death, Monsieur Death, whatever you like to be called.
I go by all names you have called me throughout the ages. They're all fine.
Inky?
No, that was the name of a horse I once had.
Okay.
You have things to do. I'll explain somewhat whatever I believe. I don't know what's going on, but I understand enough. Which is weird for me to say.
Is Corvus happy? You said he's with someone. Is it with someone he wants to be with?
Yes.
Well, that makes me
I
feel
would
better.
say he is content. He is glad you're all safe and that the deal was made. He will be saddened not to see you for a while, or potentially ever again, but he understands, if that makes you at all feel better.
No, but it will help me get over it, so thank you for that. I'm gonna miss him greatly. He was a great source of strength, and I'm a bit taken aback.
All things pass. It is just the way it is. I only ask that you do not fight that passing, because you turn into, and he like gestures to like this pile of dust which the wind from the open windows is slowly like blowing away. That is what you turn into. Both potentially in the literal sense and the metaphorical one, depending on how I feel during that time.
I got a question then. What are your thoughts about reincarnation?
You know, it's a tricky subject.
If I may make a strong suggestion of your next target, Miss Your Death, could I possibly indicate to you towards Mr. Payne? Because he's clearly cheated death a number of times.
I don't.
I appreciate the information.
You don't need it. Obviously, you already know. I was just trying to make a little jaunt. I'm sorry.
No, humor's good in the face of death. Corvus would want you all to be happy.
But yeah,
we're not going to be
sense of
happy.
humor.
We're not going to be happy about it, but as long as he's still there and he's with someone that he loves, I'm assuming that would be Samantha. I can think of worse fates.
There are indeed many, and I hope none of you experience them.
Yes, we just witnessed one. Yeah, that was heart-wrenching.
I'll get you yet.
If it wasn't for you Casterly kids!
Yeah.
Yeah, the soul of Night like rises out of this ground pile of dust, and you just see like Death like reach out one of the tendrils, and it just kind of slowly absorbs it. It's like that will go where it belongs. With that said, I've spent far too much of your time. My time is incountable. Yours isn't. So, goodbye. And he like kind of just fades through a wall.
That's a really cool trick.
I'm gonna like put my hand on Penny's shoulder. I mean, I feel like it's already been there. Like I'm kind of just like trying to be like, okay, it's fine. I'm gonna look at her and I'm gonna say, Penny, death ends a life, not a relationship. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I know. It's like I've seen death so many times now. It's not that it's a familiar face. God forbid that was not a familiar face. What the was that? But at the same time, that was Corvus, and now it's not, and that's not good.
I'm gonna open the door to her office. What is happening with the people in the hallway? The zombies.
So it doesn't really matter. I don't know.
I was about to say, do I still have control over this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Tell us what happened. But I do
so
want to
you
say
see
this before I forget. Sure. Is when you saw Crystal Knight's body or her like spirit come up and then you get touched by death, there was an unmistakable look when she was being reaped of relief and like just when she got absorbed.
Sometimes you just don't have to run anymore. But outside in the hallway, the people who I assumed were under some sort of mental control from Night. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
They're sort of like almost coming out of a stupor. Like a lot of them, like as soon as Night passed and like the soul was taken, like they fell unconscious. They are now like getting up from this stupor and like kind of doing the thing of when you kind of, if you've ever been really drunk and woken up somewhere, like looking around very confused about their surroundings, like they don't know where they are, what's going on. They are like coherent. Like you could probably talk to them if you wanted to, but they're going to be very groggy and confused as to what's happening.
Yeah.
Penny, let's get them out of here. Maybe use some pictures, just so that they don't.
But-
have to, I don't think we can walk them through
The-
reception.
But these are criminally insane. Like these
What
are.
happened to the what happened to the snow? Very quickly, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
So we were just by a window. So could we see outside and what's happening with the snow? Did
The
the snow
snow-
stop when
okay.
she was?
So I will say this. Okay, so like here's how the scene closes. Is or the session closes. Is the camera like, you know, it like pans out of the room and like above the asylum. You know, you go out and you're like, don't worry, people, we're gonna take care of you. We know you're confused. And then the camera kind of pans away and you get like this view top down of the asylum and you see snow. And then it gets wider and you can see the whole city suddenly is being snowed on. And it has a blanket of snow like you've never seen before. And it seems like there's other activity going on. You can see there's like there's like, you know, a small little riot going on. There's looting going on in one part of the city. There's a fire, you know, there's just like a fire breaking out. There's, you know, fight, you know, in various places. And I don't know, maybe the song in the background is like Mr. Sandman. Do, 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 do. You know, it's sort of like it's a mix between like this weird kind of like happy ending, but also
City is still shit.
yeah, something
There
like
was a good
that.
music in the
That's how
background
I
going on
imagine.
right there. Yeah.
That's how I imagine it ending. Like it's still, you know, things still go on or are still going on. People are still unreasonably upset for whatever reason. People still are carrying this like, you know, secret pain with them and wounded.
So what were you going to
And
say,
then
Chuck?
fade to black. Yep. Oh well, yeah. Go ahead and then of course if
We
anybody
have
wants to
the
add
Porky Pig bust through the black
Yeah.
screen moment. And
Yeah.
Chuck's final words.
Yeah.
That's all, folks.
No, I had nothing.
Okay.
But do I always
They
have
were
to say
like-
the last thing?
Oh,
Yes.
apparently, Paul thought you were about to say
Yeah.
something.
I know. I wasn't.
I felt like I might have interrupted something, so I didn't want to cut it
You
off.
said that they were criminally insane, but I think these
Well,
people-
you were going to let them out. That was my thought.
Yeah,
like
you
all these
don't
people.
know,
This is
like,
the criminally
exactly-
insane.
So
There could actually be real
it
criminal
turns
insane
out-
people here.
if you look into it, it turns out they weren't necessarily particularly they weren't particular about the actual guilt of the people they locked up in there. So you don't necessarily know it. I wouldn't trust anything they said.
Yeah, I didn't think any of them were even insane. I think she drove them insane. That's why I was like, get them out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah,
then
that's
you know
part
what
of
They
what
need
they
some
pick up-
serious help.
They can pick up
Yeah.
the criminals afterwards. It doesn't matter. I'll figure it
They
out.
can just release everybody and then catch them later. It's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be totally fine.
I mean, I could put them in the photograph if we were worried about it. That was a good suggestion.
That's
But anyway,
Anyway,
that completes
scene
your third case, broken glass, and when we meet again, we'll start on the fourth. There is a total of nine and a half cases
hmm
in the Knights of Paintown.
And we also did the shark tank as a prelude as well.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna have an outro. We're a little bit early. Well, we're a little bit early. We're gonna have an outro. We're gonna have a credits. We're gonna have a short break, and then I want to bring everybody back and have a quick talk about City Mist and about the Knights. What we think about the Knights of Paintown. If you haven't kind of understood, Wolf is leaving the show. So thematically and timing wise it worked, but also leaving the show because of stuff happening. But Wolf is still going to be here on our other show or shows which we're working on another day. It's just today's not going to work out. So that's why I also want to do like a wrap up of like what we think of City Mist as well, and also Vivian's like like the group and everything, and like you've been here for one adventure, or most of it or some of it. So just want to have a little bit of chat and whatnot, and that's what we're going to do. After we do our normal wrap up, I'll just edit it separately. So that's all I want to do, everyone. So we'll do our normal outros, and we'll do our moments. For me, will someone click on the thing of the moment? Yep, thank you.
Took care of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's always you. It's going to be someone else next time. Oh, and also need to work out who's going to be doing the wrap up afterwards. I vote for Wolf.
I
will
also
pre-record it. I will pre-record it and send it to you, and you can just play it over the thing.
Can do
Nice.
that.
And then every other session you want me to do it, I will not listen to the episode beforehand and just say what Death is getting up to,
Just make up
what
something.
his little adventures in the city.
Little recap of like his little vlog of Def's daily dose. Yeah, that'd be great.
I think Penny should do it just because Penny's pretty good at wrapping up.
And Penny's probably the most affected.
I cannot expect Chuck to be emotionally affected to a certain degree.
Yeah. Chuck's been there since the beginning with Corvus, but he doesn't get that emotional with people. Yeah. So
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether to push that with Chuck as a character or not, to be honest. So I was like,
yeah.
maybe not.
Hey, maybe you give him a hurt point for not being emotionally invested in this person he's been with for so long. Suddenly going away.
I mean,
and doing a hurt point, and also pushing a hurt point for that move as well.
damn your logic, it's so sound.
I don't know. I'm just saying things.
So for me, one thing I really like, one of the scenes I really liked in this is the whole thing, but Mavis's facing danger with that villain, the manipulation of that villain, and that's so much like Mavis is not being able to like see her value in herself.
Right.
Even though I couldn't do it at the time, I was like, oh, I really, really think that was like such an amazing thing to do, to face down someone that's so manipulative. So even though it wasn't me in that part of that scene, I do want to, I do think that's absolutely, I just want to have a help point for Mavis. because I really, really like, I really want to help point in that situation because it was such a big thing to do. Again, for Mavis is not seeing her self-worth, and for someone that's all they do is just they punish people and they just really push them so far that they break. And Paul was able to actually have that help point and do that. But yeah, so that was for me the moment that I think was a big thing. Oh yeah, and I'm Karsh, but you know about all my stuff. So anyway. Oh, and I do apologise about the audio all the session. I was having problems with my audio. My subscription ran out, and I was trying to work on getting all that sorted, and one of them was working. Then it was kept on throwing it away, and so I apologise. Really, I'm sorry for the audio. Like usually, I'm okay with it. I was not spot on this today.
You know, much like our spoilers, we'll fix it in post.
There you go. Yeah.
I can't though. It's done live. That's done live.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Would you believe it?
All right. Who's next? Who's got another? Who's got their? Okay.
Okay. So we're talking about like a moment that we enjoyed from the like case or from this session, or are we just doing like?
Well, I think you could just do a geek out during the credits and then tell us who you are, where to find you.
Okay, cool. So I think honestly, we kind of grew as a team. So I'm gonna mark attention on the crew theme. I'm also going to unburn Corvus's car with our before I forget. So Corvus's car is unburned, but the library is still burned, and we have marked one attention.
You all looked outside the hallway to see the sanitary patient or the sanitarium patients like slowly getting up, and none of you saw Death like reaching a tendril back and placing his keys just right at the door for all of you.
Yeah, here you go. Don't let Chuck drive.
Don't let Chuck drive.
But Mavis is the one that got into the accident. Well, almost
We
accident.
didn't get into an accident. It wasn't an accident. So hi, my name is Vivian. I again play Mavis. I can be found on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Don't try to find me on Facebook. I don't know why. I almost said Facebook, and then I was like, that's weird. Don't look me up on Facebook. But I stream occasionally. I stream games like Genshin Impact and some other things. It just depends. I'm kind of variety. I do whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna mark attention on the crew theme. And is that it? Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. Let's see. Penny, did you go yet? No. Penny.
So, I'm taking a risk. Yeah, that's not right.
What are you taking?
I'm taking a risk by not being emotionally hurt by this session. I knew. See, audience home, I knew this was coming. You know, I knew he was leaving, but it's so hard dealing with it in a session. Dang it. I think for me, the most. I completely agree with both of the logics. Ironically, I think I would have picked Corvus.
Me
So,
too.
as a very close second, I agree. I think the crew as a whole grew, and that was kind of an emphasis of the entire session, at least for Penny's point of view. She, within herself, found the connections that she made with the people she was with, and used that as a part of her own strength. So I think that kind of realization to Penny means that, you know, my experience with that character was that the most meaningful impact was as we grew into a more cohesive team, that it really showed itself within the actual role play, which was nice. So yeah, mark more attention to the thingy.
All
And I
right.
think,
Corvus,
I don't think that triggered the other thing twice.
whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do or say. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Tell us who you are, at least. Where to find you.
So we'll start with that because that's the easy part to get out of the way
Yeah.
here. I'm Wolf of Red Roses. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Wolf of Red Roses, as well as on my itch.io page, Wolf of Red Roses Studio, where you can download my short pen and paper game Isolated. It's a small horror RPG. It's name your own price, so buy it for free, pay me $1, pay me $10. It's all up to you. Name your own price.
$1,000.
I would probably be a bit hesitant if someone was like, is someone money laundering through my itch.io page?
do I have an NFT somewhere in this?
For that, actually, Minecraft's PayPal accounts were shut down initially because people thought that they were money laundering. Because who would be paying all this amount of money for a game which is something which isn't a game? So PayPal and lots of big companies shut everything down, shut all the payment stuff because they all thought it was money laundering.
And lo and behold, what was the truth? People wanted to play Legos.
Minecraft was a smashing success.
Anyway, so I think it's time to geek out during credits. You know, I think I am going to pick How Has the Crew Grown this session, because I think a lot of the character development here is finding that inner strength within them to push past what is at their core kind of what they're scared of about themselves, whether that's the fear of loss, the fear of not being loved. Chuck kind of worked through it, though failed the role of, like, while I wasn't there to help the person I loved, I'm still trying to do more now to help other people. So that realization that all of you had, I think, is definitely a grown this session thing. Now, I could mark another attention and give you all an upgrade. I'm not going to do that.
I won't.
But I will not. I will just unburn Science Room M, because you no longer have access to my office.
Oh,
No
yes.
longer there.
Oh, that's true. We need a new meeting place.
I didn't think that was been burnt all this time, but okay.
Yeah,
It was
been
burnt on
boarded
my
off.
character sheet, so now it's unburnt. So says I.
I unburned the last
A
session.
magnanimous god.
Well, it's unburnt again. It's double unburnt.
It was already unburnt, but I appreciate
It's double unburnt.
The library.
And so, for those that are watching from a mechanical standpoint, Corvus is become an avatar, and will perhaps be seen again as an NPC, but I don't know.
Who's to say?
Oh
Who's to
shit!
say? I don't know. I don't control the characters; they control themselves.
And Polly, where can we find you?
Hello, it's me. I'm Polly. You can find me all the time at twitch.tv/PollyPeople. I'm a streamer. We just reached 15,000 followers. So there you go. I know. Right?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Not all of them might be. Not all of them are people. I don't think.
Well, you know,
Listen,
yeah,
there's always going to be some bots mixed in there. What can you do?
Yeah.
Welcome
The
to
nature
the
of the
internet. Everyone's who they are, all right?
At
Not your
least
fault.
10% of them are real people.
Our people. They are
Yeah.
poly people.
That's still
That's
100. That's still 150 people. That's still a lot of people.
So anything else? You're also going to be here tomorrow as well.
Yep.
Where we do our conclusion for our Expanse game. And we're going to be moving on to, after that, a
Mutants
superhero
and
game.
masterminds.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Where Polly's playing a streamer.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I vaguely
I'm
remember
not super
correctly,
creative. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to roll the credits. Then I'm going to have a quick break, and then we'll come back in and chat about our thoughts on the game, and on the actual setting and whatnot. Because this is a good time to have one of our original characters who's been with us from the start to talk about the game system as well, and also the new players come in. One of which, this was their first experience with City of Mist, so it's nice to actually have a perspective on that. And I know Polly's been doing a lot of work and a lot of study on the City of Mist system, and has her own thoughts. So I wanted to do that wrap-up thing as well before we lose all of our original cast members, which is a bit of a disappointment. But I think the team is quite solid enough to keep moving forward.
Right.
We've done 3 adventures, or 3 investigations out of the 9, plus with the original cast mix for the prelude as well. And hopefully we're going to have new cast members come in as quickly as possible to fill in those gaps. I've got 2 in mind already. So we'll be back shortly. There's going to be just a break quickly after just a short one after the credits roll. But thank you, everybody. Don't forget, we've got YouTube. All of our stuff's on YouTube. We'll be back soon.